Hi guys, let's go through a journey how Thai generates. Our group number is 17 and our members are De Silva, Abdullah, Jeslan and myself is Disanayaka. Let's discuss first who are stakeholders related, then manufacturing process, inputs and outputs, functional units, and at the end we will discuss how what's the end stage of entire. That means the decomposition of that recycling, reducing through reactions concept, how the tire decomposition and so on. The objectives of this is to get an idea of key life stages of a tire production, who are the stakeholders, and familiarizing you the all inputs and outputs in manufacturing, use stage, and at the end stage as well. Also, audience must get a proper idea what's the functional unit we compare. So there may be five to six functional units, and from those five to six we select the best one, and we might describe it as the first functional unit. So basically, tires are essential for our daily life. We use them in vehicles and such many occasions we use tires. They are made from various raw materials, including rubber, steel, and various types of chemicals we use in preparing rubber. So there are five basic stages when making a tire, mainly mixing, coloring, building, curing, inspection, then packing, lots of things. Before that, the main thing we must do is collecting raw materials regarding for this process. Now let's talk furthermore. We will talk furthermore details regarding this and regarding the process of manufacturing, process of using, after that end process in the further facts and furthermore detail wise in paragraph wise in this video at the end. So, first of all, we'll get to know who our stakeholders are. Stakeholders are individuals, maybe groups, or maybe a company who possess an interest in the decisions or outcomes of an organization. In the given examples, you can get a clear idea who are the stakeholders are. So, when we talk about stakeholders regarding tire production and so on, we will just now talk about the stakeholders who get involved during the rubber collecting stage until the packing stage as well. So when we talk about gathering stage, the main stakeholders who get involved are laborers, suppliers, and the collectors who collect raw materials through various trees or maybe various types of things who collect those things. So next, the most important thing we must consider is for blending. For blending, mainly we use workers and technicians to get together to collect those things and to continue the process. So for when we talk about next stage as the milling stage, for milling the stakeholders who get to involve like chemical engineers, workers, and so many people get involved in there. So basically workers and the factory workers mainly get involved for all the process during the factory stage as well, because they need to operate machines as well as to weight some things as well, so they get involved in those things. So when we talk about curing and so on, basically mechanical engineers to technicians to technical assistance to technical operations, all people get involved for that thing. So when we talk about inspection, the main people who get involved are technical officers, technical assistants, engineers, as well as quality assurance people. So they check whether tire is within their limit. So next, when we talk about transporting and packing, for packing mainly the machinery of machine operators, and for the transport engine drivers get involved. So these are the basic stages that consider when we talk about collect.
My name is AJ De Silva and I will be illustrating about the manufacturing process of the tires. In this time, I will be explaining the main steps of this process and the inputs, outputs and the energy resources used in this process. In this slide, you can see the flowchart of the tire manufacturing process. The first step is gathering of raw materials. Natural rubber, synthetic rubber, carbon black and oil are the main materials. In addition to that, cotton threads, reinforcing materials, steel wires and polyester fabric are used in this process. In this slide, you can see that the materials are categorized as renewable and non-renewable resources. The renewable resources are natural rubber, cotton threads. The non-renewable resources are synthetic rubber, carbon black, oil, reinforcing materials, steel wires, and polyester fabric. The second step is blending. It takes up to 15 to 30 minutes, and the inputs are electricity, gas, diesel, and the outputs are heat, energy, pollution, and gas emission. The third step is called milling. It takes up to 10 to 20 minutes, and in this milling process, other elements needed for the building of the tire is produced. The inputs are electricity, water, fossil fuels, and chemicals. The outputs are waste, impurities, gas emissions, and oil waste. Fourth step is called building. It takes up to 5 to 10 minutes, and the inputs are electricity, water, fossil fuels, and machinery, and the outputs are heat, impurities, gas emission, and oil. In the building process, the result is a non-cure tire, which is called a green tire in the industry. And also there are no thread patterns in this tire. The next stage is called curing. This is where the vulcanization happens, and the thread patterns are transferred to the tire. This takes up to 10 to 30 minutes, and the inputs are energy and diesel, and the outputs are heat, indirect and direct air emissions. After that, the tire is produced and it is being inspected. After being inspected, it is being packed and ready to be transported. In the next slide, you can see the raw materials used in this process. And after that, these are the energy sources used in this process: electricity, fossil fuels, coal, solar energy, wind energy, oil, and LP gas. Fossil fuels and coal are non-renewable, and solar energy and wind energy are renewable, and oil and LP gas are non-renewable. The outputs of this process are new tires, waste, impurities, used oil, and gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and sulfur oxides.
Good day everyone, I am Jeslan. Today we will explore the environmental impact of Michelin tires and Seat tires using the concept of functional unit. What is functional unit? The functional unit is a standardized measure to fairly compare products. It's like judging two runners based on a fixed distance. For our discussion, a functional unit is per thousand miles driven. Now let's compare the Michelin tires and Seat tires. Firstly, Michelin tires last between 45,000 to 85,000 miles per tire, produce 102 kg of waste for 1 ton of tire annually, emit 161,000 tons of CO2 per year, and consume 29.5 million meter cube of water each year. Comparatively, Seat tires have a lifespan of 5 to 10 years per tire, typically lasting up to 50,000 miles, generate whopping 15,634 megaton of waste yearly, emit higher 263,539 tons of CO2 annually, and consumes 892,866 meter cube of water each year. Michelin tires produce 0.102 kg waste, 1.7889 tons of GHG emissions, and consume 0.6544 meter cube of water. C8 tires generate more waste at 0.1891 kg, have higher GHG emissions at 3.1911 tons, and consume a strategic 10.8051 meter cube of water. While Michelin seems to have a lower environmental impact, it's essential to remember different tire models and conditions can affect these values. Michelin, Michelin's longer average longevity, 10 years, likely factors into its reduced environmental footprint. To sum up, for our functional unit of per thousand miles driven, Michelin appears more eco-friendly, but as with all things, it's crucial to see beyond just the numbers. Thank you for your attention. Next, my friend Abdullah will continue use and stage of.
Like to talk more about use and end of the stage input output of the type production. Use stage it can mean the function of the type, which is the transfer the vehicle load and provide the transfer of the load. End of the race. The tire became the unusable when it has no more treat or when it's damaged beyond. Repair the treat the part of the tire that contact the road. Next, I am moving the input-output duration in the tire installation process. On the main input is the of machines, air, and the electricity, and most significant of the output is of the unusable tire and quality. The maintenance of the tire is essential for the ensuring their optimal performance and the safety. There are main input method of the tire is service agents, electricity and air. And output, the main output is gas and unusable tires. There are main input of the disposal of the tire is all tires, electricity, fuels, and tire consider the waste product on the needs to properly dispose of the even environment. The main output of the disposal of the tire main solid air water pollution. Next, I am moving on recycling. The main input of the recycling of the tire is the use damaged tire itself. The tires collected and processed to break it down into the component the materials such as rubber, steel, fabric. The main output of the tire recycling is the production of new tires using recycled materials. Overall time cycling is positive environment and environment impact by reducing waste and reducing pollution. Input of devulcanization tire processing the old vulcanized rubber from discrete tires. Vulcanized rubber is a highly durable and rust material, making perfect tires. However, once they reached the end of the life became the burden of the environment. They were devaluation companies. The process of devulcanization involves breaking down the crystalline vulcanized rubber, easily receiving the vulcanized process. The always rubbers retain the elasticity and flexibility, making suitable to use new tire production. Let's take about the output of devulcanization tire products. The primary output of devulcanization rubber obtained at the devulcanization process. The recycled rubber can be used new material of production of new tire. By incorporating of the recycled rubber into new tires, we reduce the demand rubber which often serves of natural resources such as trees. The outpost devaluation also include the environmental benefit associated with new recycling. In conclusion, in input devaluation in tire production in the all, vulcanization rubber from discrete tires, while output of recycled rubbers can be used the raw material in new tire production. This process not reduce waste in the more sustainably but also improve the performance by recycling reusing old tires. We can reduce the environmental footprint and create a more circular economic in tire industry. Thank you. As a conclusion, using sustainable materials such as natural rubber, bio-based rubber, recycled rubber, or renewable filters may be a goal for the sustainable development as well. Reducing rolling resistance of tires, which means less engine power and fuel consumption and less carbon emission. So the fuel for the efficiency of fuel crisis and so on, it gets a good result. Adapting green technologies such as 3D printing, digital simulation, or circular economy models to optimize tire design, manufacturing, and end-of-life management. So we are going for the 3R concept and reducing, reusing, recycling. And as a conclusion, we can say that the minimum environment effect we can control a tire and aligning with the Sustainable Development Goals (SDG). There are 17 goals as expected by 2030. They are expecting to minimize the emission of carbon dioxide from tires according to the increasing of standards of tires. So, at next we are referring to the references we took information from. These are some references according to the references accordingly. So, as a conclusion, I'm thanking all who listening or listening to the video, and please subscribe our channel and make a like to the video.